Hi, everybody. Well, I like our springy colors.
Yes, me too. They make me happy.
Yes, they are joyful colors, and we
Yeah.
wanted to talk today about this idea, like, can you be happy all the time?
Yeah, right. Well, and also, should you be happy all the time,
Right.
right? So,
Right.
I mean, the truth is, we should not be happy all the time. We cannot be happy all the time. I mean, we are meant to have a range of emotions, and when things in life are not going well, then it's okay to be sad. We should be sad, or we should grieve, or we should feel any difficult feelings that we have and not feel the pressure to always be happy.
It's funny, when my kids were little, they used to watch this Sesame Street where it was Christmas every day, and Elmo got like sick of it, right? And it's
So
such,
funny.
it's silly, but it's like, that's so true. If we didn't suffer, we wouldn't know how good we felt.
Yeah, no,
And
you're
we wouldn't,
absolutely right.
and what you're saying, to feel the complexities and the the fullness of all these
Yes.
emotions,
Right.
the joy and the sadness and the anger and everything.
Yes, yeah, it's really, really important that we feel our feelings, because oftentimes, we like to kind of sweep them under the
Yes,
rug or
right.
push them down because it feels better to be happy. But the fact is, we have to experience everything in life as it comes into our experience. So, I think that sometimes what keeps us from being happy is we get caught up in the rumination of our thoughts and sort of, those unhelpful thoughts in life. And, we talked recently in a podcast about a book that I've been reading for school called The Happiness Trap. And, the author of the book provides all kinds of really great tips about ways to handle these unhelpful thoughts. And basically what he says is what's most important is that we don't, what he calls, fuse to those thoughts and think that we are our thoughts, or that our thoughts define us, because I think that becomes a problem.
Yeah. Well, and I think sometimes, like we've said in our book, The Power of a Pivot and stuff, sometimes you just don't make the time and the space even to figure out what brings you joy, what makes you happy, and then cultivate that.
Yes, right.
Just going.
Yeah, or build that awareness around the fact that you do have a lot of negative, unhelpful thoughts in our brain, a lot of the times. And so once we pay attention to them, we can find ways to what this Dr. Russ Harris says, defuse from our thoughts. And one of my favorite ones is he uses this thing called silly voices, and he says, what we need to do is recognize that our thoughts are just strings of words, that they only have the meaning that we give them. And so if we can recognize them as just words, so maybe putting them into a silly voice, like a character, and I shared on the podcast, I chose Yoda because I thought that was fun, and kind of using that silly voice, but also because he mixes the words up, right? Like when he talks. And so if you're thinking I'm unworthy, it's worthy am I, unworthy am I, and something like that. It's silly, it makes you laugh, but it also makes you realize they're just words. They can't hurt you unless you allow them to. So I really liked that tip.
I love that. I'm thinking through my voices. I gotta come up with a good one.
Yeah, come up with a good one. Another one he says is, name the story. So if there are these unhelpful thoughts that are reoccurring in your life, to give it a name. And then when they come up, say, oh, there's that I'm unworthy story again. And it just sort of takes the sting out of it a little bit. And it also helps you to realize how often you tell yourself that story.
And what a concept, that you don't have to be controlled by a feeling.
Yeah.
You just say it. You're just a feeling.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're just words. You're just a feeling. And what matters is, that you don't act upon them and you don't allow them to control you.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, I bet we'll talk about it more.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us.